here's a great example of how we can use the context to understand a vocabulary word without really understanding the context. Mostly because if something is important, then it's going to be repeated. Main ideas are repeated ideas. Okay, this is a common idea on the SAT. So I need to know what the word reason means right here. Now, I included a lot of text. Normally, when I do these vocab questions, I only include a little bit, and that's because we're supposed to read a sentence before and after, right? The, running out of space here, the +1 sentence rule. But in this case, these sentences are super long, so it's a lot of stuff. But, follow the rule, right? Like, we're supposed to do it, let's do it. Now, what's repeated? Okay, that might be key. Contending for the rights of woman, my main argument is built on this simple principle, that if she be not prepared by education to become the companion of man, she will stop the progress of knowledge and virtue, for truth must be common to all, or it will be inefficacious with respect to its influence on general practice. And how can woman be expected to cooperate unless she know why she ought to be virtuous, unless freedom strengthen her reason till she comprehend her duty, and see in what manner it is connected with her real good? If children are to be educated to understand the true principle of patriotism, their mother must be a patriot, and the love of mankind, from which an orderly train of virtues spring, can only be produced by considering the moral and civil interest of mankind. But the education and situation of woman at present shuts her out from such investigations. Look at all these words that hit that exact same idea of knowledge and education, right? Knowing things. I probably even missed a few. And I may not understand the big picture or the connections between all those words and the exact points that are being made in each of those sentences, but that does not matter because I understand that has something to do with knowledge. So what choice here seems to fit that same model? Well, intellect has to do with knowledge and education, and yeah, that seems to make sense because you use your intellect to comprehend things, to comprehend your duty, right? So it fits with the context. And that's it. Now, a lot of people get this question wrong. I'm not exactly sure why. I think it's maybe that we're overwhelmed by the density of these lines, and so when that happens, we tend to kind of forget our strategies, and we say, oh, well, I'm kind of confused, I'm a little overwhelmed, but I do know that a reason is the reason you do something, right? It's your motivation, but that's the typical definition, right? Or you want to, you ask your teacher for the reason why a formula works in math, right? An explanation of that formula. And so those are the more common definitions. And so when we have trouble understanding the complexity of what's going on around this word, we forget our SAT strategies. We forget that they're trying to use those common definitions to trick us a lot. So we just kind of default to, well, reason normally means this. And that's bad, right? They beat us. The SAT beat us if you did that because that's what they were hoping, to intimidate you into quitting and just going with your first gut instinct without really thinking it through. But we don't need to understand everything to understand something, the main thing. And that's why thinking about this way, this way of seeing what's repeated, you don't have to connect the dots. You just need to see the dots. And there they are in highlighter to tell you what this word means. If you can start to learn how to read like that, then the dense, old-timey passages won't be as big of an issue for you. And I think it's really important for doing well on